Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are going to discuss another very important researcher topic, that is robotics. So, before starting the basic researcher topics or the kind of details related to robotics, I want to tell you that robotics has become a kind of very obvious and visualized technology in the today's technological world, because almost in every field we do see some sort of robotic equipment in role, and they are performing their role in a very perfect way, and that's why so many supply chain and so many industrial processes have been dependent totally on the role of robots. So when we say robotics is so important, then first question comes to mind that what exactly robotics is. So robotics is a kind of interdisciplinary branch, because the computer science and the engineering and the different aspects of engineering comes into picture together. So that's why it's an interdisciplinary branch of computer science and engineering, and it involves the operation, construction, as well as the use of robots in variety of environments. And the basic purpose is to that use some sort of robotic equipments or the kind of machinery to assist the kind of human generation. So when we say the kind of human generation, because there are some specific tasks which are tough to do in normal way, and that's why it's a way tedious for the humans to perform. So that's why in day-to-day life, if we get busy with some sort of activities which are very tedious and which are tough, or the sort of which are hazardous for human race, so why not to use some sort of machine or some sort of robotic equipment, and this will help you to get the better insight, to get the ease of task, and as well as to get the minimum possibilities of harm. So that's why you can see that why robotics is so important. So when we say that robotics is an interdisciplinary branch, so what are the other sort of means other than computer science? What are the things? So as I told you that it's a computer science and engineering. So when we say engineering, other than computer science, there are different sorts of engineering branches like electrical engineering, information technology and engineering, mechanical engineering, bioengineering, then control engineering, because control of robots and its navigation, etc., that is so much important. And wherever you are using some sort of machine, then the automation and control theory and the engineering come into picture very well. So when we say that so many different aspects of robots are there, so what is the one fundamental aspects of robotics that is very important? So first thing, that being autonomous. So autonomousity is the very fundamental aspect, and if you want to make your robots autonomous, you need to understand that what are the different things or the principles behind this theory of automation. So you need to do different sorts of analysis, different sorts of kind of heuristic analysis at your side, and then you need to use different sciences, technology, engineering, and the mathematics sort of things together to perform kind of STEM analysis. Okay, so when we say that these are the different things which are related to the field of robotics, so what is the first thing? So there are multiple kinds of sensors, as I told you in my IoT lecture also. And robots heavily use the concept of sensors and actuators, because by sensing some sort of signal, it performs some kind of task. So that's why the sensors do come into the picture to sense the things, and actuators do come into the picture so to perform the respective action. Okay, so in this way, we can say that to have the kind of touch sensing or the vision sort of capability, robots do use the concept of sensors, and then to perform the respective analysis, to perform the respective task means some concrete real world action, because performing analysis is also action, but actuator means you need to see that what is actually happening. So like you have some sort of motor, you have some sort of muscles, means with respect to robotic machine or something like that. Then you have some sort of plant where the some sort of specific production is going on, so assisting that production, leading the machine line assembly, etc. So all these sort of roles are dedicated to a particular robot. Additionally, as I told you, that in hazardous situation where like having a firework to get the relief in flood situation, to go deep down into some sort of environment which is means kind of poisonous or something like that, where the human race is at risk. So why not use some sort of robotic assistants or some sort of robots into that? So when we say that different sorts of robotic applications are present there, then what are the different sorts of robots which are available? So there are different sorts of robots which are able to fly, which are able to skate, kind of climb, kind of swim, etc. And it is not necessarily that the robots need to be represented like a human form. Means if you have the humanoid means the human plus robotic sort of thing. So if you combine both sort of thing, then the term comes a humanoid. So if a robot is looking like a human, then it is called a humanoid. But it is not necessary to have the every type of robot in the form of humanoid only. Many, there are multiple robots. Some look like a particular animal, some look like just a non-living thing or sort of thing. So there can be multiple postures, there can be multiple designs and the architectures of robotic environment, and that's why you need to consciously see that for a particular environment. For example, if you want to design a flying robot, okay, so like a UAV can also be a robot, and in this way you can define that what sort of capabilities should be there. Okay, because if it's just a flying and it is having a vision or sort of thing, means bare minimum things are there, and it's a kind of UAV, but sort of intelligent processing is there, then it may work like a robot also. So when we say that different sort of things, so what are the extension of robotics? So in terms of extension, we may talk about the different sorts of things like the speech recognition, like to have the kind of analysis of gestures, so to have the facial and the artificial emotion recognition, and to have very basic thing is to have a kind of social understanding. Okay, so in this way, when we say that there are so many different things, then what are the research aspects in this particular domain? So related to the dynamics or the bionics of robotics, you may have the so many different possibilities. Additionally, you may have the sort of different training programs in order to explore better. But this particular series, researcher topic and domain, we have started particularly for the young researchers to have the basic understanding that what you can do in a particular field. So with respect to robotics, let me tell you, it's a very promising field. So many different authors, more than 150,000 authors have been consistently exploring the domain of robotics in more than 170 countries. Okay, so you can see that how promising this particular research field is. Additionally, there are so many different specific titles or the topics where you can work on. So if you want to work on a specific part or a specific concept of robotics, then you may say see a specific use case study like surgery, transportation, etc. Means where a particular robot can be used. Additionally, you may explore the different sorts of kind of application with respect to computer architecture. For example, there is a term SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping. So if you want to move a robot simultaneously spotting the different architectural map components as well as to move in the same way, then you can use this sort of analysis. Then if you want to have some sort of relationship model, because whenever you are seeing recognizing multiple entities, then some sort of database or the knowledge should get built inside the robots. So entity relationship related some model or the diagrams you should have. Then the vision recognition, as I have already told you that the vision speech recognition or the kind of social engineering, etc., these sort of things should have been included in a particular robot. So when we say that all these things are quite important, then what are the other people working on? So people are working in a number of different fields, and when we say number of different fields, then people are working in the field of bioengineering, people are working in the field of chemistry and physics, people are working in the field of heritage sciences, people are working in the specific field of with relation to artificial intelligence, machine learning and IoT, because robotics is going to contribute heavily in these sort of things. And ultimately these are the sort of complementary branches, because artificial intelligence, machine learning and IoT sort of things are accomplishing the development of robotics, and robotics is helping the development of AI, machine learning and IoT. So when we say that one component is assisting other and hand in hand, the together they are developing each other. Okay, and in addition to this, when we say the applied intelligence, so applied intelligence comes into picture, because wherever you are going to apply intelligence with the help of robotics, robotics can become the part of applied intelligence. Additionally, the aerospace science and technology is a heavy use case study field, and if you want to explore the medical field, then the role of robotics is immense. Okay, so in my understanding, you can explore so many different topics and the fields with relation to robotics. And as per my understanding, there are multiple funding bodies, as I told you, with respect to science, medical, etc. So, and the National Cancer Institute, National Institute of Child Health, Biomedical Engineering, then the neurological disorders and the strokes, then the National Science Foundation, European Commissions, and the different sorts of defense organizations have been consistently funding the projects related to robotics. So you can have a kind of look on the available different variety of funding available in your country or abroad, and then you can apply for the respective kind of funding. Now, when we say that there are different sorts of funding and you get or sort of, if you are planning to have a research, then what are the possibilities that you can explore, or what are the kind of research journals where you can publish your work? So there are different sort of journals which are offering you the kind of survey or the tutorials to enhance your knowledge. Additionally, if you are well equipped with the basic fundamentals and you have started to have some sort of exploration, then you can publish your work also. So let me tell you that there are some journals like the European Urology Open Science, and then the Journal of Robotic Surgery, then the Surgical Endoscopy, then the International Journal of Medical Robotics and Computer Assisted Surgery, then Urology Annual International Conference of IEEE Engineering and Medicine and Biology Sciences, and the Industrial Robot, the International Journal of Robotics Research and Application. Then the MDPI sensor, the proceedings of JSME Annual Conference on Robotics and Biometric, and the Journal of Urology, Robotica, etc. There are so many different journals. In addition, you can have the different sorts of publisher available also, including the Elsevier, IEEE, Wiley, Springer, Sage, Taylor and Francis, MDPI, etc. So you can see that lots of people are exploring the field of robotics, and it's a very good field for you. Now, as per my understanding and the data available at my side, I can give you some of the related names of the institutions which are actively working in the field of robotics, because it will enhance it to have a kind of collaboration or the kind of future career aspects for you. So the Howard University, University of London, Chinese Academy of Sciences, CAGIFT, University of California System, then the French National Center for Scientific Research, then the Mayo Clinic, means so many medical institutes are also included. Additionally, the MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, University of Southern California, University of Pittsburgh, etc. So many different world-class universities have been consistently engaged in the research related to robotics. Now, when I am saying that so many different things are going on, then what are the some of the latest research works? Because by seeing the latest research work, you will get to have a basic idea that what sort of things are in the focus. So let me tell you that recently in 2022, Journal of Bioengineering accepted a work titled High Precision Calibration of Camera and IMU on Manipulation for Bioinspired Robotics System. Okay, so the related high precision calibration, then the manipulation of the bioinspired data, etc. sort of things are under focus. Then using nature-inspired principles to design the robotic limbs. Soft risk approach is discussed in the Guespera Awarta in 2022. Then the Atmospheric Chemistry and Physics accepted a title in 2022, means kind of early access, titled First Triple Wavelength LiDAR Observations of Depolarization and Extinction to Backscatter Ratio of Saharan Dust. Okay, so in this way, they have explored to have the kind of extinction to backscatter ratio of Saharan dust, and in this way, they have used the concept of robotics here. Then work in heritage science is accepted in 2022, titled Plastic and Robots, Degradation Study of Humanoid Skin Mask Made of Soft Urethane Elastomer. So it's a kind of medical terms. If I am pronouncing wrong, please pardon me. Then in addition to all these, the Applied Intelligence accepted a work in 2022, and that work is titled Generative Model Based Robotic Grasp Pose Prediction with a limited data set. Okay, so the sort of again AI ML sort of things come into picture, and the relative database maintenance and the management. So when we say that so many different aspects are mixing together, so it makes very clear that why we say that robotics is a kind of interdisciplinary branch, as I stated in the very start of this particular video. So I'll urge you to go for the kind of institution for collaboration, as I have mentioned, or you can explore at your site. Additionally, you should go to Google Scholar to find some of the actively working people in the field of robotics and have the possibilities to discuss their things or to have the kind of collaboration. Thanks for watching this video. Please let me know if I didn't cover anything correctly. Additionally, what could have been included more to have a better analysis at my side or to present you a better video, please tell me by commenting down below. Thanks for watching this video. Happy learning.